The day I found out someone had taken out a loan in my name, I thought it was identity theft. I never imagined it would lead back to my own sister. My name is Emma. And until I was 26 years old, I believed family always looked out for each other. I was wrong. The bank manager slid a folder across his desk and said, "Miss Carter, you've missed 6 monthly payments." I stared at him. I've never taken out a loan. He looked confused. Then he turned the screen toward me. There was my name, my address, my date of birth, my signature. Everything was mine. Except one thing. The phone number. I recognized it instantly. It belonged to my older sister, Melissa. That afternoon, I drove straight to my parents' house expecting shock. Instead, my mother looked at me and quietly said, "Emma, before you get angry, just hear your sister out." That's when I realized. They already knew. Melissa had always been the favorite. If she failed an exam, my parents blamed the teacher. If I failed one, they blamed me. Melissa never kept a job for long. She always had an excuse. A difficult manager. A toxic workplace. Bad luck. Meanwhile, I worked full-time, paid my bills, and slowly built my savings. Whenever Melissa needed money, my parents helped. Whenever I needed help, they reminded me how independent I was. I told myself it didn't matter. Until it did. Melissa admitted everything. She had used my identity because her credit score was ruined. She said she intended to pay it back. She just ran out of time. I looked at my parents, waiting for them to defend me. Instead, my father sighed. "She's your sister." My mother added, "Families help each other." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Help? She had committed fraud. In my name. And somehow, I was the problem for being upset. When I said I was going to the police, my mother burst into tears. She begged me not to destroy Melissa's future. I asked, "What about mine?" Nobody answered. The next morning, I filed a police report. It was the hardest decision I'd ever made. Not because Melissa didn't deserve consequences. Because I knew what it would cost me. My parents stopped calling. My relatives started sending messages. They said I was selfish, heartless, vindictive. Not one of them asked what Melissa had done. They only asked why I couldn't forgive her. 6 months later, the investigation proved I hadn't signed the documents. The debt was removed from my name. Melissa accepted a plea agreement. She avoided prison. But she now had a criminal record. My parents blamed me. Even then. It's been 4 years. I haven't spoken to my parents since the trial. For a long time, I wondered if I'd done the right thing. Then something happened. I bought my first home. On moving day, a dozen friends showed up with boxes, food, and folding chairs. None of them shared my last name. Yet every one of them treated me with more love than my own family ever had. That's when I finally understood something. Family isn't the people who expect you to sacrifice your future for someone else's mistakes. Family is the people who protect your future, even when it's inconvenient. Melissa didn't lose me because I reported her. She lost me the day she decided my identity was worth less than her comfort. And my parents didn't lose a daughter because I walked away. They lost one because they never stopped asking her to pay for someone else's choices. So let me ask you, if your own sister stole your identity, and your parents told you to forgive her, would you? Or would you do exactly what Emma did? Tell me in the comments. And if you enjoy stories about family betrayal, hidden truths, and difficult choices, subscribe. Because sometimes the hardest lessons come from the people we're taught to trust the most.